So what's the next big thing from Pillar? What's your next kind of exciting thing for people to look forward to?
By the end of Q1, we will have a product launched and able to be beta tested by our community. So our next big milestone is to actually put something in people's hands. We have our secondary kind of demo, community demo on the 16th of February coming up. Which will be a deeper look at some of the design, the user experience, the exploration, and other things that we've been doing. We have a developer meetup on the 20th where we'll be kind of discussing and sharing with the community some of the changes that have happened from a technical standpoint, architecture standpoint, because all these things are in flux, and so we're constantly having to make adjustments or deciding on solutions based on new information or new partnerships. There's obviously business needs and strategic partnerships driving decisions as well. The end goal for what we're trying to create and the larger ecosystem and operating system play, you could argue that there are many kind of overlapping because we're trying to touch many different facets of that. But from a strict wallet standpoint, I would say status is probably very similar. Status.im. Would you say maybe Polymath from a security exchange standpoint, which will be more of a service offered under Pillar. But I think some of those first services we're looking to roll out on the platform will also be big community drivers and sign-up drivers because people, as regulation comes down from a security standpoint, that conversation is going to become more prominent this year. Yeah, I would say there's Ethos is another one that's a wallet focus. But again, if you really understand our long-term vision of what we're trying to create, I would say that there's definitely a strong difference, and there's a lot more kind of behind the curtain for us.
Why are you better in the things that do make you similar to these other?
I would say, to be honest, I think it's driven by the team and the passion of the team. We have some very talented people who could have chosen to do any number of things, and we have a very unique process for how we onboard people. It's essentially a volunteer process. We don't look at resumes, we don't do interviews, no CVs. You come in, you work with us, you show us you have some value to contribute, or that you're passionate, or hopefully both. And that's how you kind of earn a spot on the team, and that's how we've built this community. So I've worked in the startup world in the industry for 15 years now, and I've never seen passion, focus out of a team like this before. It's inspiring.
And are you entirely funded by private investors, or do you have any government partners, or?
Well, we're working on some potential government partnerships. Nothing I can really speak to at the moment. Very exciting stuff. Again, our fundraising need is already basically fulfilled. So our fundraisers were the public that participated in our ICO. But it's kind of important to also keep in mind that we're not an investment necessarily. Pillar is a meta token. And so Pillar is the currency which powers all the services that live on top of the wallet. So you'd pay a little bit of Pillar for fees when engaging with services or for storage of data for various needs, essentially. So from a security standpoint, again, it's important to say, we're not a security, we're not an investment. It's often said we don't really care what the price of our token is, because the other interest for us is we want to reach developing communities. We want to reach demographics that really don't have the access or the means to access this world and this industry so far. So, and also present it in a way that is digestible. So, with that, that it's important for us to keep those things in mind. So.
What's the roadmap?
So the first release will be what's called the token wallet. It'll allow for basic asset management. We're a Ethereum-based token, so ERC20 token. So most of the or the only assets we'll be working with initially will be Ethereum and then a variety of other ERC20 tokens, basically any ERC20 token. With that, we will also have the ability to create connections with individuals, message with individuals, and in the creating of connections, that's important because we're looking to help. We're looking to create, I guess, kind of force our users into creating a contact list, a whitelist of individuals where they, when sending to someone, they're typing in a name. They're not dropping in a long alphanumeric string. They're not working with a QR code. Obviously, some level of that will be necessary, especially as you're bringing assets initially in. But the hope is that you can create a whitelist that it's a much more intuitive way. I want to send John so many tokens, or I want to chat with John. I don't want to send 0x4379. So again, some of those things we're trying to introduce our users to those concepts in this first token wallet. And then the first layer of service will probably just be support. So community support, help. We're actually looking to open source that in terms of bringing in the community to help individuals. They may be able to go through some sort of education through our Pillar University, earn a badge, and then they can also then offer support to individuals and whatnot. So it'll basically consist of those kind of primary things initially. The next evolutions, you're looking at possible ICO wallet, where we actually roll out our ICO marketplace. Individuals who are accredited or sophisticated investors can sign up KYC, participate in offerings. We'll be tokenizing equities on behalf of companies and launching those on the Pillar platform. 2030 we'll be doing that. And then moving down line, you'll start to see more and more services rolled out and kind of the ecosystem come to life from there. I would say if anything that sets us apart, it's the people we have working for us, the passion behind them, the talent, the desire to really affect change, to really make a difference from a data ownership and a data harvesting and exploitation standpoint that's kind of all too prevalent these days, and to help educate individuals in doing so about kind of how to retain that control and the importance of financial autonomy, the importance of personal data autonomy and these things so that they can, I guess, be less vulnerable in those interactions. So.
Great. Thank you. Is there anything else you want to tell me? Anything you missed out? No? Okay.
Gentlemen?
Well, thank you.
Yeah, sure.